Hey guys, Pend here. Today I wanted to show you the Maraudon farm I've been running for the past week or so. I highly recommend this farm for the upcoming Phase 2 patch, as a lot of the materials are heavily used in the alchemy and engineering crafts, including goblin sappers and invulnerability potions. At the end of the video, I'll have a price breakdown of a 1-hour session to show you exactly what sort of drops you can expect and their current value on the auction house. Anyway, let's jump right into the video. Alright guys, so this is my Maraudon route. We're going to be killing all the elemental packs and getting a few herbs along the way, and we're going to be killing the goblin boss. So first thing we're doing is we're just grabbing this herb. There can be a herb on this side or on the other side of this room before we enter into the passage. So we don't want to kill any of these, we're just dodging these guys. The only thing we're going to be killing is the rock elementals, and it's worth noting that the rock elementals, we're going to be pulling them through quite a lot of trash, and they don't actually pull any of the trash other than each other and the mountain giants. So you can safely pull them through like the dinosaur packs and the hydras and all of that, and they won't pull any of that stuff. So the first earth elemental pack is coming up now. There it is. So we're just going to be skipping this one for now and grabbing that herb. There's usually a herb along this path. The herbs that can spawn in this instance is blindweed, which is usually in the water like here, and there's ghost mushrooms as well, which is more in the cave kind of part. So we're going to run back and pull this. We are going to be doing the elementals in 2 pulls, so the first pull is going to be 3 elemental packs. This is the first one. And then the second pull will be 4 elemental packs. And between those 2 packs, we do the goblin boss, which is kind of halfway between both of those sides of the instance. So we've pulled the first pack, and now we're going to be running up to the second. So this second pack coming up here, we do get it on this run. As you can see, it's padding across the bridge there, but it can it's just RNG based, but it can pat right up to the top where the mountain giant boss is, and if it is padding up there, then it's not really worth waiting around for it, so we just end up not picking that one up. But most of the time I do end up getting that pack. If it is like at the top, don't bother waiting for it or anything, just skip it and go to this pack. So this is the last pack we're going to pull for the first pull. So we're grabbing him, and then we're ice blocking, and we want to wait until we see 3 attacks from the big elementals. I completely mess it up there. You see I get stunned, and yeah, that's basically why we don't want that to happen, because they do stun you occasionally if they hit you. So you want to kind of wait until you see the 3 of them attack and then get out of your ice block. So this is, killing these is probably the hardest part of this run. It's easy once you get the hang of it, but the reason it's hard is because we want to kill these 3 elementals at the exact same time. And the reason for that is when they die, they spawn into a smaller pack of elementals with 3 mini ones come out of each. And if you kill one of them here, say for example, and then you one of the others is still alive and it splits into 3, the 3 that spawn out of it will pull onto you straight away. It can be kind of dicey. So as you see there, I use rank 1 Cone of Cold. I'm using rank 1 there because I don't want to damage the lower ones. I want to get that one down to lower health. So now I've got them set up, they're all on low health, and I can Cone of Cold them all at the same time. And then you see there, you can only see 3 elementals there, but there's actually 9, 3 from each big elemental we've just killed. And they don't pull because we killed them all at the exact same time, which means we're able to drop combat and drink up a bit, and then we can go and kill them. So yeah, that part there is definitely, we're going to have to do it again on the other elemental pack that we do, but that's definitely the hardest part of this run, getting the hang of it. I did wipe quite a few times, like running because I would kill one of the big elementals before the other, and then the small ones would come out and they would aggro straight away, and it drains your mana a bit if it's like that. So just try and practice it. Just my best piece of advice is using rank 1 Cone of Cold when they're low, just to continue kite them, and then wand down the higher health big elementals. And you can also, like, if there's, say if one of your higher rank Cone of Cold crits one of them but not the others, one of them's obviously going to be a lot lower than the others, so like you can Fire Blast and Scorch and stuff to lower the health of the other ones while you're kiting. But yeah, like I said, it's just practice. You will get the hang of it. It is a bit annoying. I've wiped here quite a few times learning how to do it properly, but now that I've got it down, I can do it very easily without wiping. So that's the first pull done. We're moving to kill this guy, the Goblin Boss. That pad there is one of the elemental packs we're picking up after we kill this guy. So with this guy, he's pretty easy. I guess all of his damage comes from his auto attack, his gun. He throws dynamite as well, which doesn't do much damage, like that bomb there. That's like fine, it doesn't do much damage. He also does a frontal cone, which we dodge. It's like a very short range, so we don't need to worry about that. Which, yeah, he's doing it now, so that doesn't touch us. But yeah, so if you do have like really weak gear, you might want to use Mage Armor for this guy, because you do use quite a bit of mana to kill him. But like usually it's fine. So you can see on this run, he doesn't end up doing that much damage because he's throwing like a lot of grenades and doing a lot of frontals. I'm pretty sure it's RNG based, because I have had some runs where he pretty much just auto attacks with his gun the whole time, and that it can be quite dicey there if he does that, because it does a lot of damage. He'll like chunk through your ice barrier in like 2 shoots pretty much. So you want to make sure you have like health pots and mana pots for this run, because that sort of stuff can happen with him. But generally speaking, like majority of the time it plays out like that. He's pretty easy to kill. So we've done him, we've done the first elemental pack, and now we're going to run right to the back here, right to the end of this kind of cave passageway to get the Earth Elemental pack, which will be right at the start of it. So you'll see that we'll pass Earth Elemental packs that we're not going to pull right away, because we'll end up pulling those once we've got the first one. And we're going to be pulling them right back to where we killed the first Elemental pack. I like fighting them there because it gives you a flat surface, which makes it a bit easier for kiting and easier for landing like Cone of Cold on multiple guys. And it gives you a larger range to kind of run around in circles. You can do it in other areas, but I feel like it's a bit tighter, so I like doing it back where we were at the start. So we're coming right, this is where we start our pull. There can be herbs that spawn along this run, so just look out for it. Like I said, there's ghost mushrooms and blindweed which spawns, so we didn't end up finding any this time. So we're just going to get full mana, make sure we've got our mana gem, all our consumes and everything ready, and then we're going to start the pull. So this will be the first one we pull. I think there's a total of 4 packs that we end up pulling. So we pull him. It's not too much to say here. We're going to run right back to where we were and pull all the Earth Elemental packs on the way. I should probably note, you want to be using Blink on cooldown to create distance between yourself and the elementals as they're running after you. If you just keep using Blink on cooldown, and you have a boot enchant, the speed enchant on your boots, they'll never actually catch up to you. If you don't use Blink, I'm pretty sure that they get like pretty close and it gets a little bit sketchy. We don't use any of our mana for a while anyway, so like the mana you spend on blinking will be regenerated anyway, so it's fine. So this is the other elemental pack we're pulling. So we just want to create a bit of distance before we pull it. And we're pretty much back where we were. And like I said at the start of the video, the elementals, if they run through like those worms or the dinosaurs, they won't pull, which is good. It means we can like make those pulls and not have to worry about them padding through any of the dinosaurs or anything. And yeah, so this is the last elemental pat we pull. So we blink and then we counterspell. And we want to run up here where we were before, and then run kind of to the back to give them space to kind of group up to us. So we block, and it's the same as before. We want to look out, make sure we see the 4 attacks. So I get it a bit better there, so we don't get stunned that time, which is good. And same deal, Flame Strike, Cone of Cold, pretty easy. I'm using rank 2 Arcane Explosion to fish for clear casting. You don't need to use it that much. I just use it to kind of kill off the small elementals, because they can be a little bit buggy with outranging the Cone of Cold sometimes, depending on your angle. So same deal as before. Like I said, the hardest part of this run is killing these big guys all at the same time. So we want to make sure that they all die within 1 Cone of Cold. Obviously, you know, things can happen, they can resist, etc., and then you end up having to kind of fight one of the smaller packs before you get to drink, which is fine. I usually have Evocation up for this. So we see we get a resist on the Nova, it doesn't matter though. We Cone of Cold, kill all of them in 1, and then we can just sit down, drink, and get our mana up, and then finish those off. And that's pretty much all we're going to be killing in this run. As you can see on the timer, we're hitting around 12 minutes, which is really nice. Means our runs are like quite efficient, on time. I'm using a alt on my account to reset the dungeon. If you have like a friend that will reset for you, or you have another account with an alt on it, you can actually get a 5th run in within the hour, which is really nice. And yeah, that's pretty much the run. So we're just looting up, getting all the solid stones and elemental earths, all really good. Then we are going to log out and reset the instance. I should quickly note that you do need the scepter for this, because you can get here without it. You run through orange or purple, but the reason we want the scepter is because when we're resetting, if we don't have the scepter, it won't teleport us back to the start of here. It'll put us to the start of purple or orange, which is a bit of a time waste. And that is the run. Alright, so I wanted to add on this bit on the end, just to kind of give you an idea of what sort of gold per hour you're going to be looking at currently with this farm. So I did a 1-hour session, which was 4 runs in total, and this was everything I got in my bag here. And then I sold everything and checked at the auction house prices, the current ones. So I did this last night, so this is the current price of everything on my server, what everything's worth. I have had people tell me that elemental earths are worth more on their server, 2.5 gold each, 3 gold each even. Solid stones, I've been told they're worth more on other servers as well. So this was on Oceanic Arugal. These are the prices for that auction house, and as you can see, you make a decent amount just from like vendor trash. 10 gold from vendor trash and 16 just from blues, and all the stuff you get from the goblin is almost 30 gold just on its own, which is really nice. And like I said, the main reason we're doing this farm is because, as we can see here, it is good gold per hour now, but we do expect it to go up next phase, because all the stuff we're farming is highly sought after PvP consumables, goblin sappers, and the limited invulnerability pots. And the elemental earth is also used for that restoration, the cleansing potion, which is also very, very good for PvP. So I do expect this to be even more lucrative once phase 2 begins. But what I've been doing, I've just been holding on to the solid stones and basically everything here I'm holding on to on other alts, and expecting them to rise in price when phase 2 starts, and then I'm going to be selling it then. So like I said, I definitely recommend this farm. I think it's really good. We can see here from the prices, it's quite high gold per hour as is, but I do expect that to raise even further. So yeah, I definitely recommend this farm. Anyway guys, that's the end of the video. If you have any questions regarding the run or anything else, drop a comment down below and I'll respond when I can. If you want to catch me on Twitch, the link will be in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.